Welcome to Honeywalia Shows. I'm your host, Sonal Fool. As we have talked about earlier too, we bring the different personalities, different expertise in our show to talk about it. Issues we are facing in Alberta, how we can improve the quality of life, also the employment in every sense. On the same token, I would like to inform everyone, Honeywalia Shows has just completed 1 year, and we are giving all the businesses, all the nonprofit organizations who have supported us or supporting us or watching us, they can put their ad for free of cost for the whole month. If you need more information, please do contact us. Today we have Minister of Labor, Jason Copping, with us. I was just reading about his background and has really admired me. Jason became the MLA in April 16, 2019. He has a vast experience with the labor law, labor relationship. He has completed an education and also from the Queen's University related to the labor law. He has been participating. He has an information knowledge about the strategies, how to cooperate, how to build new laws, plans, transportation industry, all. And the immigration also. Welcome, Jason.
Thank you so much for having me, Sonny. It's great to be here.
Thank you, Jason. Jason, we are going to talk about it, the new summer program or the new program which you just have launched with $370 million you have allocated in the budget, which you will be giving to the private organization as well as the nonprofit organization to employ more people. Could you please tell us more about it?
Well, thanks so much again for having me, Sonny. I'm really excited about this Alberta Jobs Now program. We launched it a couple of weeks ago. The Premier, Minister Sawhney, Minister Schweitzer, and the Chambers of Commerce, not only from Alberta, but Edmonton and Calgary. And really the purpose of this program, it's a $370 million program, is to get Albertans back to work, to reduce the cost for employers to hire Albertans, while at the same time ensuring that Albertans get the skills they need for long-term jobs. Now this program provides a grant, which is the equivalent of 25% of the cost of a job, and it can be used for either wage subsidy or training or both. Because what we heard from employers is that some employers, in terms of hiring people, it was the cost to hire was making it challenging. So the wage subsidy could actually reduce that cost to hire. For others, it was they have a demand, but they need to train people, because while we have in some sectors, there's high unemployment, in other sectors, like the IT sector, for example, there's high demand. So they needed, but the people who were moving from one sector to another didn't have the right skills. So employers needed the flexibility to be able to provide training to them. So this program allows them to do both. And we expect that this program will help employ more than 22,000 Albertans over the course of the program.
No, Jason, I really appreciate, that's a very good initiative, because with the pandemic, all the companies, especially the small companies and nonprofit organizations, have suffered a lot. And, when they hire new people, it makes an economy going and prosper again. When I was reading the article, basically the proposal, you have another clause there, 25% wage subsidies, but if they hire a disabled person or which has challenges, it can increase to 1.5% the subsidies. Could you please explain, and does it include the veterans also from the armed forces or RCMP or police? They have served, but they have veterans now. Will that include also?
Yeah, great question, and thanks for raising this key component of the program. As you said, the program, generally speaking, will provide 25% grant, 25% equivalent to 25% of the annual wages of the job, and this is up to a maximum of $25,000. And again, this program it's focused on long-term jobs. So the grant is over a period of a year. So employers who apply once they apply, they get approved. Once they they get approved, they hire somebody, and at the 3-month mark, they'll get half the payment. And then at the 12-month mark, they get the other half of the payment. But we also recognize that there can be additional costs associated with employing people with disabilities. It could be costs associated with having to upgrade their workstation. So people who may be vision impaired. Could be costs in terms of access to offices or to the work site. And so we understood that there's additional costs, and we want this program to help get everyone back to work. And so you're quite right. We have an additional amount of grant, which is based on 37.5% of the salary, so 1.5 times what you'll find in the normal grant. And again, it applies the same way in terms of half the payment at 3 months, half the payment at 12 months. And for this program, really, any unemployed person or underemployed person is eligible to apply. So for example, if you have someone who, like a veteran, for example, who is leaving the armed forces and they're unemployed, then they would be eligible to be hired under this program. Now, and I just for clarification, it's the employers who apply, but the employees who are eligible are those who are unemployed, underemployed, and then in the case of the additional subsidy, those with disabilities. We understand that you'll find in some first responders, and not everyone, of course, but some first responders are dealing with PTSD. And so that would be, it's not only disabilities associated with physical disabilities, but mental disabilities. And then and they would be, should an employer choose to hire them, the employer would be eligible for that higher level of subsidy, 37.5% up to a maximum of $37,500 for the entire year.
Well, that's a very good initiative. It's also give a boost to the economy, but also help the veterans or the people with the disability to get the job, and they re-enter in the market and, compete with all the other things. You did mention wages and training. They're two separate things. So wages, okay, if someone hire an employee who has a disability or regular employee, person, then they can get up to 25%. But if they hire a different, person with a disability, they can go up to 37.5. But then there's a second portion also says it includes the wages and training. So when we talk about the training, is any criteria, what training is approved, what training is not approved? Do they have to apply for the training through the program or when they're applying for the grant, or is a separate application, or where they can take the training to? Is any more information there, Jason?
Yeah, so at a very high level, it's obviously training related to the job. We heard from employers, and we worked with a number of employers, the Alberta Chamber, the Calgary and Edmonton Chambers of Commerce, to see what flexibility was required. And they told us that, sometimes training is on-the-job training. So there is no using a third-party resource. It's actually training that's going to happen right there. But sometimes it is actually, we're going to hire someone, but we need to get them additional training, and we'll send them. So we're leaving it up to the employer to decide what is the most applicable in terms of training. Now, we have some caveats. Obviously, training for just general interest, that's not applicable, right? Because but it has to be training related to the job. And necessary to do the work of the job, but we're really giving the employer the ability to be able to decide what is the best source of training. And when they make their application, they can inform us in terms of whether they're using it for wage subsidy, whether they're using it for training, and what that training is, or for both, because we also understand that for some it might be, look at, so for example, if it's a $60,000 a year job, there's a $15,000 grant. They may use, 10,000 of that for wage subsidy, but another 5,000 may be to get the certification that employee needs to be able to do that job, and then the rest of the time is on-the-job training. So it's the program provides flexibility, but really that's what we heard from employers, because we asked them, what are the biggest barriers for creating jobs, and they told us sometimes it's just the cost, and we need, to make that commitment, but it's hard to do that for a whole year if we're paying 100%. But sometimes it's the skill set that the person coming in doesn't have quite the skill set that we need. So providing a subsidy for training or a combination of both. And that's what this program does. It provides a flexibility for that.
No, that's a good, and that's great, because when you want to hire someone, maybe they are not fully trained or they're not fully qualified, because this will give an opportunity to employer and employee to get retrained, trained, and get back to work.
Yeah, and I could just add on that, it's not only about that, but it's about providing skill sets, because this is about long-term jobs. That's why it's for an entire year. And it's providing that the employees who are unemployed, Albertans who are unemployed, the opportunity not only to get a job, but have the skill set so they can stay employed, not only for the short term, but for the long term as well.
Once they have the skills, they can, move on and they can stay employed for a longer time. I 100% agree. Jason, now we are talking is a grant, right? This is a grant. And then federal government, provincial government, and city, municipal government too, they are giving different grants. And sometimes they have a clause there, if you have applied for this grant, you cannot apply for this grant. So is anything there, like, the Alberta government has given like $15,000 grant too. So if you have, or the company have taken that grant, are they still eligible for this one?
That's a great question there, Sunny. So the rule of thumb is you cannot take government funding for the same job. So that's the rule of thumb. As you know, the federal government has their wage subsidy program, which many companies, and particularly Alberta companies, have taken advantage of. The federal government is also rolling out a new program that will actually help re-employ people as we come out of the pandemic and the economy starts to open. All those are tied to various criteria, like you have to see a reduction in revenue, for example. Now, our program is not tied to a reduction in revenue. Ours is focused on, it has to be a new job, and it's focused on growth, right? So even if you haven't lost any revenues, but you want to expand, that's what we're focused on jobs. However, you cannot, so a company may have taken advantage of the federal wage subsidy, for example, but they're going to grow, and they're not eligible for the federal wage subsidy for growing for a growth position, because that program is not, that's not the purpose of that program. Then they can apply to our program. So it's not company based or organization based, it is job based. And in the same way is, again, there are some organizations that already receive provincial, municipal, or federal funding for jobs. So if you're already receiving funding for that job, you can't apply again for that job. You're already getting a subsidy for that job, which is why we say broadly speaking, the public sector is not eligible because government is already paying for those jobs. And in certain cases, for example, you may have some not-for-profits where government is funding the not-for-profit for those jobs. So those jobs aren't eligible. However, if they want to expand and they're not receiving government funding for that job, then they can apply to this program. So there's sometimes a little nuance in there, but really the principle is that if you're already receiving government funding for a job, you're not eligible. If you're not receiving government funding for that job, then you are eligible under this program.
No, it's great thoughts, Jason, but then I have another question related to that too. When we talk about the job market, we have nonprofit organization, we have public sector, we have a private sector, but then we have self-employed too, and the pandemic has also affected them. I'm talking about the artist who performs, could be musicians, could be magicians. How this program is going to help them?
Yeah, so this program is designed for full-time employment, traditional employment. So this program specifically will not help them unless they're going to employ someone. Because I recognize and we recognize as a government the tremendous contribution that the arts makes to our economy, that the arts makes to our society. So for them, and many of these individuals are sometimes sole proprietorships, they own their own companies. Now, some of them actually employ people. So to the extent that they're going to employ people for a period of a year, they're eligible to apply under this program. To the extent that they're not, there are other programs that are available to them, particularly right now. CERB, for example, sorry, not SERB, SMERG. I got to get my acronyms right, but the Small and Medium-Sized Enterprise Relaunch Grant, offered by my colleague, Minister Schweitzer, to help them get through these challenging times. And then, we're very excited about our summer relaunch program. As we're coming out of COVID and the restrictions start easing up, then more opportunities for our arts, people working in the arts sector to be able to apply their trade and then grow their businesses. And I would really hope that, to the extent that they can hire more people to be able to expand what they do, that they can take advantage of this program.
Jason, now I'm going to turn a little bit, you did talk about the summer opening program. We are talking about pandemic, we are talking about the economy. And now we are talking also about the phase 1, phase 2, and phase 3, like, how the economy will be open, how the parks will be open. And every day we are hearing more and more information on it. Do you have updates on it?
Yeah, so very pleased to see the numbers coming down. And I want to thank all Albertans for doing their part. I know this has been incredibly difficult over the last 15 months with a number of measures that hinder our economy and our social lives, but they were very important to be able to protect the most vulnerable in our society and protect our hospital capacity. That is working, and quite frankly, the vaccinations, right? We've reached over 60% as of this week, and we are, and the numbers are continuing to come down. So very pleased that we're very likely all going well. By June 10th, to hit stage 2. And then once we hit 70% in terms of vaccinations, then we'll be able to hit stage 3. I'm not sure what the timing of that is going to be, like 2 weeks after we hit that number, of course. I'm not sure what the timing of that will be. But it's critically important that in the interim, ask Albertans and all your viewers to continue to respect the prohibitions and the recommendations by Chief Medical Officer of Health. And if you have not got vaccinated yet, do get vaccinated. We just announced as well opening for second shots. So if you need to get your second shot, please do that as quickly as possible. Not only protect yourselves, but protect other Albertans. And then, as we turn the corner on the pandemic, we can focus on our recovery plan, our economic recovery plan, and get Albertans back to work. And that's part of what the Alberta Jobs Now program is all about, is getting back to work and getting Albertans back to work and growing our economy.
Thank you. You're watching Honeyvalia shows. We have Jason, Minister of Labor and Immigration, with us, who is giving us updates on the summer program, relaunching the economy, and what we can do to bring the economy back. Thank you, Jason. What's your message for the viewers?
So again, thank you so much for all your efforts over the last 15 months. I know it's been difficult, but again, we're almost out of this pandemic. So please, focus on, following the recommendations from the Chief Medical Officer of Health, get vaccinated. And then to all employers, please continue to do what you do best, thinking about how you can grow and then how you can get Albertans back to work and take advantage of this program. And there'll be more to come in regards to our economic relaunch program. Incredibly important in terms of as we come out of the pandemic and we grow our economy and get Albertans back to work.
Thank you, Jason. Jason is a Minister of Immigration and Labor. He has given us information about the relaunch program. $370 million have been allocated by the provincial government to help private sectors and nonprofit organizations to hire more people, train them, so we have a long-lasting economy, and people who are trained, they can stay in the part of the employment. Thank you, Jason. I really appreciate. And for everyone, if you need more information about this new program, please feel free to contact the ministry, Jason's office, or you can let us know too, and we will pass your message to the ministry, to the Jason, and we will get you the right answer. You're watching Honeyvalia shows. We have just completed our 1 year. Thank you for all your support. To all our viewers, all our sponsors, all our guests. If you have a business and would like to advertise in our shows, we are giving you whole month free. Thank you, Jason, for taking a time from your busy, schedule, coming out and giving us the information. Thanks a lot. Really appreciate.
Thanks so much, Sunny. And again, for any more further information on the Alberta Jobs Now, alberta.ca/jobs-now. Thanks so
Thank
much.
you. Thank you.
Bye.
Get the vaccination, get the vaccination, get the vaccination. As Minister said, I recommend everyone to get the vaccination so we can move forward. Happy summer. We are looking forward. I'm your host, Sonal Phul. Till we meet again.
Hey guys, this is Sharon Ali from Honeywalia Shows. I'm so excited to say that on June 1st of this year, we are celebrating our 1-year anniversary for Honeywalia Shows. And to celebrate that anniversary, we are offering you 1 month free promotional for all your business needs, for any talk shows you'd like to have to our viewers, all our followers. Take advantage of this wonderful, wonderful offer. Once again, to celebrate our 1-year anniversary with Honeywalia Shows, take advantage of this 1 month free trial to all your business promotions. Thank you so much. Until next time, take care.